Are you ready to build your influence so you can build your business? That's what today's topic is all about. So remember to like and to share and to check out some of our other videos on the heart and mind of business. We'll see you in a second. So welcome to today's show. Clara is going to be sharing her tips on influence, and I know I'm looking forward to hearing some of this because she is the influence queen. Let's be savvy about this.
Let's be savvy. That's right. Be influence savvy, my friends. So influence is so important because that is how we generate leads for our business, ministry, cause, or brand in an organic way, right? So that's influence is the reason that people write books. Influence is the reason that people speak, write a blog, do, video channels, have a YouTube channel. All of those things are all to build influence for a specific purpose, for the most part, right? Especially if you're in business, right? Which we are in business, our ideal client, customer in business, right?
Yeah.
In some way. And so that's why I wanted to talk about influence today, the importance of building an influence that organically generates leads, because leads turn to revenue, revenue creates sustainability in our business, right? Mama's got to pay the rent.
Well, absolutely. But let's start with where we get influence wrong. It would be really great to where does it all fall down, and then how can we make it better? So where do we go wrong with setting out?
So I think that people have a misconception about influence. And it's some people, and they think, oh, I've got to be everywhere all the time, showing up so that everyone knows who I am, so I can have influence, which is not necessarily true. I also think that people, especially new entrepreneurs, can be overwhelmed by that whole process. In the beginning, especially, you don't have a really clear message yet, right? And so you're popping up at all sorts of different places, saying all sorts of different things. Really, you're just confusing people. You're not actually building influence yet. So getting really clear on who you are, who you serve, and what you do is like absolutely step one. And then showing up consistently in places about your brand, talking about what you do and who you serve in a consistent way. And then you don't have to be everywhere, right? Every day there's a new social media or app or doohickey or whatchamacallit, right? Shiny new tool. And you think, oh, I have to be there. I have to be there. And pretty soon we're so busy networking and working to get leads, and we never work on our business.
So we get busy. And actually, the hardest one for me was your step one, was the deciding who it is that you're serving, because it's easy to come in and think, yeah, loads of people are going to want what I've got.
Right. Everybody's my client. Well, that's
everybody's my client.
My client, which isn't true. It's not true. What that does to your marketing message, when you are trying to include everybody, want to gather everybody in, it just dilutes it so much that nobody self-identifies as your client. Nobody. To be super specific, here is who I serve. And the more you work on that and hone that down and niche it down to, it doesn't mean you're not going to do the work with other people, right? It just means that the message will be so clear that the right people will be drawn to you. Right? I call that self-identifying. Hey, that's me. Ooh, pick me, right? When you see something, you hear something, and you think, oh, I have to have that. That's you self-identifying. Right? That's not them selling you on something. That's you saying, ooh, that's for me. I need that. That's what influence will bring. Influence lets us target the right people so that we can get people saying, I'm your people. I'm the one that you are here to serve. And that creates raving fans and movements. Absolutely valuable.
Yeah. Yeah, and I get that. And sometimes it can be courageous to actually really hone down to what it is, but to do it for your basis and what feels right for you, rather than thinking, that's where the money is and I'm going to go after that.
Right.
So finding the right reason.
Especially as a new entrepreneur, when you're thinking revenue, right? If you're just starting out, you're thinking, man, I got to get some revenue coming in. So people will say, "Ooh, do you do this?" Yep, I do that. Right? Sure, I can do that. And depending on your personality, that might be a natural tendency. I'm a bit of that person. Somebody say, "Could you do?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I could totally do that." Right? Without stopping and thinking, does that fit my business model? Is that something I really want to be doing with my time or not? And if it's not something that you want to do with your time that excites you, or it doesn't fit into your business model, you either have to say no, or a minimum step back and say, if I do this, how does it impact everything that I'm doing? Does it fit? It's like writing a good book, right? You think, "Ooh, I want to say this. Oh, and I want to tell them that. And ooh, I should share this with them." You can't share everything in the book, right? So you have to pick and choose the things that fit and make sense. And the other stuff you have to set aside and say, maybe later, maybe in another book, maybe at another time. It doesn't always all fit. So if you want to build your business through influence, let's circle it back and say, figuring out who you serve and what you do for them. It's definitely step one. And then finding ways to connect in the world with your potential audience with a strong marketing message so that they can self-identify. And it might be having your own book, right? That might be it. It might be having a podcast. It might be having a blog, or it might be having a YouTube channel, but you can't do it all. So pick one or two things and do them really well. And that's going to give you the influence, which is going to lead to the revenue, which is going to create sustainability in your business, which is what we're ultimately all after.
Absolutely. And actually, this leads me to another video that we've got coming up, is around being an introvert and an extrovert. And that fits in really well because it's doing influence and creating influence and using the platforms you've talked about in a way that feels right for you. So you might want to catch that video as well, because I think that will help you think about the way you use your influence. So thank you, Clara, for sharing that. Please remember to like and to share. Leave a comment below. We'd love to know about what influence means to you and how you have created influence in your new business. And check out some of the other videos. I've just talked about the extrovert and the introvert one, but now with lots of other topics that can help you make a difference in your business. So we look forward to catching you again next week. Have a really great week.
See you guys next week.